welcome to my new vlog. I've been traveling a lot this week, which is mostly probably what this week's vlog will be about, but we will do some things here too. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Kate. I'm an actor. I used to live in North London, but I moved to Essex about a year ago, and every week I do my absolute best to do a vlog. I mean, I really always do a vlog every week about doing up my house, crafts, tips, my life as an actress, things I do. I saw this mug in, I think it was on clearance in Tesco after Easter, and I just loved the kind of gingham design. I thought it was kind of summery Gilmore Girls. So I'm having a rare coffee. I'm really a tea Jenny, but I do have a nice coffee machine and sometimes have a coffee. When I bought this, I took it out of the shop, and then I thought, I wonder if it's dishwasher or microwave safe, and it actually is. So if you see one of these on clearance, they are very useful. They're not just decorative. Okay, despite the fact I'm eccentric, and I think I kind of am, I'm also a very cool person, because this week, for the first time, I visited a racetrack where they were doing drag racing, which I think is kind of a step down from Formula One, but it's a thing where they get like cars and they put on like jet engines onto them, and they go as fast as they can. And there was also like people doing sort of stunt driving and BMXing, and it was called the Festival of Power, and I visited there. So I feel, having gone to a sort of speed track, I am now kind of heading to be a cool person, and I think maybe I will put in that footage about the it's called the Santa Pod Racetrack now in my video. So I'm at Festival of Power, the Santa Pod Racetrack, and hoping to see some monster trucks today, though they're a bit scary. Hello, Blue. Okay, you're pretty scary. Okay. I don't think he likes me. Oh, Louie, you are amazing. Oh, okay. Hello. Oh my goodness, what a magnificent row of teeth. Thank you, lovely to meet you. Swamp thing. That's cool. I wonder what that is. Oh, I see, the swamp thing is a monster truck. Yeah, okay, so maybe they're going to do a monster truck race later. Okay. Even the rubbish bins are themed for the racetrack. There's something for bull axe throwing. This is a guy place. not going anywhere. So yeah, Santa Pod was a bit scary, but it was impressive. I must say there was that Brad Pitt Formula One movie the other year, which I really loved. So maybe I'll get to a Formula One track one day. You never know. I love fridge magnets. If you're a fan of my channel, you'll know I love fridge magnets, and I did get one at Santa Pod, and apparently it is the 60th anniversary of the Santa Pod Racetrack, which is very cool. And I would say that the people at the racetrack who, well, either the customers or the staff, they were kind of cool. Their clothes were rather cool, and like they had very cool coats and duster jackets on and things. And although they had sometimes kind of branded clothing, it was all very subtle, and you know, you could learn a thing from racing people. They look good. Anyway, the next thing I would like to talk about is the energy bills from cars that use a lot of energy to my own household gas and electricity bills. I have a kind of fixed budget with my company, Utility Warehouse, and I'm not criticizing Utility Warehouse here, but what I found is that I've consistently been over my budget. I mean, I feel like I use a very modest and normal amount of electricity and gas, and it kept saying, you know, you are over your budget, you are over your budget. You've exceeded your budget. That's the phrase. You've exceeded your budget. And I'm apparently in the winter, because of this trouble with Iran, energy prices are going to get even worse. And I just didn't understand why I was always over budget, because I'm someone who goes into a room, I'll put a light on if it's dull. When I leave the room, I put the light off. I'm not someone that, you know, I mean, it's like I'm running a disco here or something. So I tried to Google what could be the problem, and I wondered, should I put the lights off, you know, and then I Googled that, and they said, you know, if you have LED lights, that won't make the difference. I don't know if I have LED lights. I moved into this house a year ago. I've actually not had to change a bulb, which is great. They must be long-lasting light bulbs. However, in desperation, I just decided to try switching off all the overhead lights. I mean, when it's dark, I put on the light for like a couple of seconds to go across the room at night, and then it's switched off again. And I found that that's the charm. Maybe tonight I'll try and show you a video of me. I have a little touch light on my coffee. Yes, as I was saying, I have a little touch light on my coffee table. Tonight I'll try and take a picture of it. I did also, I'm eccentric, as they say. I got a kind of head flashlight thing because I was just so freaked out by the exceeding your budget thing. And I tried putting that on in the evening, but number one, it automatically went to like red night vision, which looked sort of demonic, and the cat was a bit nervous of me. And I also found that it was the light that it cast was a bit patchy. So, I mean, I'm glad I have this headlight thing. Maybe I'll show it to you tonight too, but it wasn't really a great solution. It's probably good for an emergency. So yeah. That has completely changed my electricity usage, just not having on the overhead lights. Apparently, if you do put on a side light, like at your desk light, that takes a lot less energy. I don't understand why, but I'm grateful I know it, so that's good. Yeah, I think maybe I might invest in some more sort of touch lights and things I can put into other rooms. It's kind of sad though. I mean, in my old house, I never had this problem. I mean, oh gosh, the light's gone very weird. The sun's come in. Okay, I'm looking slightly dreamy now. Yeah, so anyway, that was that. Now also this week, I had another trip to a really beautiful castle in Wales called Margam Castle. My work takes me to some wonderful places. I mean, although being an actor is sometimes difficult, there are sometimes some nice things. You go to really beautiful places for work. I can't go into how come what my work was, but I went there, and I now want to put in some footage of Margam Castle. Another side note is I have in the past seen a horror movie filmed at Margam Castle. At least they used the castle for the exteriors, and the interiors were not there. So that was amazing, and I will now put in my footage from Margam Castle. I think it's just a breathtaking morning at Margam Castle. It's so beautiful. Apparently it cost £50,000 to build, and it's Tudor Gothic in style, and they built it in the Victorian era. So I've gone inside, but you can't go upstairs. But still, imagine walking through the the woodlands, and then, you know, if you're a Victorian lady coming in and sitting by the roaring fire and having afternoon tea, oh, it's stunning. If I just turn around, there is actually a lake over there, but I can't see it very clearly from here. But wow, those chimneys, I mean, they're simply stunning. There are these niches along the wall, and then we just look up a bit closer, and I guess there's probably usually the Welsh flag up there, but right at the moment, no flag. But it's beautiful cobalt sky. It's a lovely Easter display and all kinds of crafts. Sort of like flower pot people. Wow. It's just amazing. It's beautiful. Wow, imagine living somewhere like this. It's like a kind of cathedral and a house in one. The Fairy Who Lived in a Pop Can. It's a lovely book. Stag in the background there. It's probably a bad angle to film that, but the castle is just so amazing. It's just stunning. It's all these little windows. You can imagine how beautiful the bedrooms must be inside, and like a roaring fire. Bits in silhouette, but oh, it's a bit sort of Jane Eyre. Lovely forest over there, a woodland. Lovely ducks. There's light on the water. It's just sparkling and beautiful. There's a little island. Oh, love an island. Seagulls and all the birds flying around the castle. I really hope I get to come back here one day. It's just truly magical. The lady says the inside is a bit of a shell. It's not furnished properly upstairs, but I would still love to see it. I hope one day it can be restored. So needless to say, as a romantic, fully paid up, whimsical person, I loved Margam Castle. I just could imagine being a Victorian lady going on rambles in the forest and then coming back to having afternoon tea in front of the roaring fire and, you know, whatever. Apparently you can't go to the upstairs of the castle because it's a kind of shell. It's needing to be completely refurbished, and you know, that is a real shame. It looks so tantalizingly beautiful, even if it is just a shell. You can imagine how much I would have loved to just go up there and have a little poke around. I mean, it must have been magnificent at one time. Anyway, it was lovely to go there and to enjoy the beauty of it. And yeah, that was awesome. Now I want to show you a little snack that I love, which is low cost, low calorie, and it's very tasty. So it's a bit random, but that's what I now want to go down to the kitchen and show you. It's simple, but it's really good. Okay. So hi guys, here's my low calorie, very tasty snack that I personally really like, and it's so simple it's a bit embarrassing. Maybe you already make this and I haven't invented anything. All you need is some pita bread, which I'm going to put it in the toaster soon, but you can also just gently warm it up in the oven. You need some cherry tomatoes that are just cut in half, which I will do in a minute, and also some mayonnaise. So I've got Hellmann's mayonnaise like most people. So basically you put some mayonnaise into the pita breads, put in the cherry tomatoes, and I can only say that the combination of the pita bread and the different flavours is just really tangy and delicious and not high in calories, and I'm quite sure the cherry tomatoes have a lot of vitamin C. So yeah, I'll just put the pita bread now into the toaster and put it together and just show you. Okay, so here we are. All those tomatoes in there. So now I'm just going to make some tea. Although I've recently had a coffee, I am a tea Jenny. And then I'm going to head outside to the garden and we'll have our snack. My first cup of tea outside this year. Isn't that sky absolutely gorgeous? It's a beautiful day, though still a tad cold. I used to love this book called Harriet the Spy, and she always had tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches. So maybe I'm channeling my Harriet the Spy, but it's just a really nice tasty snack. I've maybe put in too much mayonnaise to be healthy. Okay. I really like this little Wade China teapot and cup. No, that's not a cup, just a jug. Hello, Cookie. Hello. You joining the vlog? Hello, darling. Hello. Did you look at Mummy? Just for a second. Oh. I know it's a free country, but why do people have to put on a circular saw on a peaceful Sunday? I mean, why? Just a bit of quiet. I guess it's their time to do their stuff. Okay, I'm gonna now have my lovely ginger biscuit, and then I will go over to the back of the garden there. You can see in the distance, and that's the bit I'm going to weed today. Why do cats like sitting on the dirty earth so much? I don't know. Cookie, could you look at me for a second, darling? Just for a second. You're so magnificent. Thank you, darling. Isn't it nice to be outside today? Yeah. Okay, so here's the back area, which is bedizened with weeds. This is so fresh just this week. Just now, I've seen that my Acer tree has got new leaves coming out. And that's just beautiful. I love this Acer tree. It seems to be like it always stays small. It's not got any bigger. But I think what I should do now is put on my gloves and start pulling up these weeds. These twigs on the pebbles here that I put into this corner last week, I hoped the wind would blow away the twigs. They didn't. They're pretty much all still there. So there you go. That's my plan didn't come through there. These leaves are getting a slightly reddish tinge. Don't know what that means. So I'm hoping these weeds will come up pretty quickly and that this area will look really nice. Some weeds do come up really easily and you're kind of embarrassed it took you so long to lift them up, but I'll just make a start. It's very hard to film one-handed. I need to get some more okay, oh yeah, that came up really easily. And okay, yeah, I think this is not going to be too difficult. Let's try a little bit more. Some of these weeds are quite pretty, but I think they are definitely weeds. Okay, right, I'm going to try and fill up a bag of weeds and come back to you when I think I've made a difference. So, I mean, there's still a fuzz of weeds over there. And, yeah, there's still dandelions there. Obviously, the smaller the weeds are, the harder they are to get rid of. There's this plant here, which has got some rather pretty blue flowers growing on it, so I don't know if that's a weed or... anyway, I'm leaving it because it looks nice, and I just don't know what it is. But here, like, it's a lot clearer. It's a lot clearer. So the shrubs are getting the chance to now have a bit of space. So I see some cleaver over there. I might have some more cleaver tea. Oh, this is pretty good. I think I might put a rose bush at the back here. I have one that's in a pot, but I think I might remove it from the pot and dig it into the ground here. So here's a really big bag of weeds that I've pulled up. And although there are still little shoots of weeds around here, it's a lot better. And I'll go around here. This area, I've got rid of the winter heliotrope, and I just need to fill in more of the pebbles here, and that will be good. Oh no, more sawing. So here's the bit of winter heliotrope that I still have to do, and there's Cookie in the background. I think I might try and paint the exterior of the extension just myself. I can't have my whole house repainted. I couldn't afford it, but it would be nice this summer if I could just repaint that extension area, this box bit, because it really looks dire. Just maybe paint it cream. I don't know, get some masonry paint. It's an idea. And here, look down here, the ivy is trying to grow back again. It's so beautiful, but... So, here's my main room. When my auntie came to stay, I let her stay in here, as I always do, and I put on my rather more elegant cotton bed linen, but it's still very cold at night, so I've now got on my rather naff kind of pink polyester bed linen, but I did put some of my springy kind of garden cushions here on the bed. I must say I love nice cushions, but I don't feel I can really afford more at the moment. At least the sun's pouring in. It's been so grey for much of this year. Oh wow, okay. Hi again, friends. I'm taking a break from sitting on the floor. In my old house, I used to have all sort of laminate and hardwood floors. And I must say, although I've never really been a carpet person, it is actually quite nice just to be able to sit on the floor. So I'm not crazy about this grey carpet. Who knows what I'll do in the future, but it is actually nice to sit on the floor, even as a hardwood person. So my final trip of this week, I told you it was a busy week, was to this beautiful Ribble Steam Railway. I went there, and it's near Preston, and again, really beautiful and atmospheric. So I'll put in my footage of the Ribble Steam Railway now. Isn't this beautiful? The steam train's getting ready to pull out. It's a lovely old sign for a carpet manufacturer, Wesley Clegg. Oh, that twirl of smoke is just so atmospheric. And then here's the whole station. It's beautiful. I love railways. Makes me think of the Railway Children. So the engine says Preston Guild 1992. There we go. I hope the driver doesn't mind me taking a film. Coach B. Here's the inside of the locomotive. Wow. I wonder if they shovel the coal in. I guess they must. Amazing. It's like a Victorian movie. Hunsley Engine Company, 1944. It's also a very brief encounter. I think that's the coal going into the engine. Wow. It's the back of the train. Oh, all the steam is just so atmospheric. I like these teapots, the buses. Off it goes. I think this is some of the china if you have a meal on the steam train. And then here's a lovely picture of a train on the wall of a cafe. I'll just pan around quickly and see some of the cafe. I think this must have been some of the cutlery on the beautiful old steam trains. It's lovely. I am going to have lemon cake and tea. When you come to Ribble Steam Railway, you're met with all these different trains. It's beautiful. This is absolutely adorable. There's a little model railway. Remember, I saw one a few weeks ago. Oh, it's gorgeous. They're just going around the track. So lovely. Beautifully made. Wow. Here's an amazing train called the Lucy. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Imagine when this was the weight of travel. Emmanuel Clegg, Gertrude, Stanton number 41. Here's a little model of a train. Here's another model of a train pulling into a dockyard. Again, it's just beautifully made. Wow. So this is the inside of a mail train, a Royal Mail train from the past. Amazing. Yeah, there's the outside of the mail train. Wow, it's making me think of that Sean Connery movie about the Great Train Robbery. Yes, as I think I said in the film, railways like that just make me think of like Brief Encounter or, the Railway Children. And I would say the people that work at these railways, steam railways, are real enthusiasts. They genuinely love the railway because they're mostly volunteers. So they're also happy to be there, and it's just very inspiring. So I got a few items at the railway, so I'll turn the camera around now and show you what I got. So they had an area of kind of second-hand items, and I found this print of the Flying Scotsman. Now, I have, funnily enough, actually seen the Flying Scotsman. I was once in Victoria Station, and the driver of the ordinary train that I was going on for South Western Rail said, Flying Scotsman on the left, Flying Scotsman on the left, and I looked and you could indeed see the beautiful Flying Scotsman train, and it looked thrilling. I've never, needless to say, been on it, but if it is a Scottish train, I feel that it's kind of got a link to me as another Scot, so I was very pleased to see this print, which I think to me looks kind of 70s. This looks like 70s kind of Victorian style, which is right up my street, so I need to frame it eventually. I also got in the second-hand area this Horrible Histories Christmas book, which obviously won't be much use till Christmas, but I love Christmas and I'm always trying to find out more about it and get more ideas, so I'm hoping that although it's a Horrible Histories book, it might have some cute ideas or things that would be interesting to talk about in my vlogs and just to kind of enjoy. So yeah, I got that. Finally, big surprise, I've got a fridge magnet for the Ribble Steam Railway. I think it's really cute. I'm pretty sure I have another railway fridge magnet from a different steam railway on my fridge already, so that will go on there. And yeah, it was lovely, and as I say, people there are very kind, and I think I've actually got a special snack from the railway as well to have a bit later on. So all in all, that was super. I know I keep coming back to these curtains, but if you know my channel, you may know that when I moved into this room, there were sort of grey and silver polyester curtains with a dark grey curtain pole up there, and I eventually got a nice brass curtain pole. Well, to me, that's a nice curtain pole. And then I got these curtains on eBay, which are much more my style. And this time last year, I don't think those were here. So it's a kind of a miracle to me. I sometimes get a bit depressed at how much remains to be done in my house, and then I need to remind myself that, things do come along. They just take a wee while. So here we are, guys. I've got my Ribble Steam Railway magnet here, and I actually have 3 others. So there was Audley End, Epping Ongar, and Rowsley South. I've been lucky enough to go to many railways, and must say I've really enjoyed them all. It appeals to the nostalgia in me and my love of the past. So here's Margam Castle next to Glowworm. Here's Wales. That can go in as well. Let me get Santa Pod. I think Santa Pod could possibly just go in beside Elvis, because he was very cool and Santa Pod's very cool. Here's Brooklands. Went to Brooklands a few years ago. That was nice as well. And of course the Cannes Film Festival. All right, I think I'm fridge magneted up for the time being. So guys, it's about 7 o'clock. Gosh, it's later than I thought. It's not dark yet, but it's very dull, and this is the time of day when I would put on the electric light. But I've just learned, as I explained to you earlier, that that's pushing my electricity bill over my budget, putting on the overhead light. So I have on my coffee table this touch light. It can go to a number of different settings, and I used to have this in the understairs cupboard because I don't have an electric light in there, but right now I'm using it here, and that is making it much more cheerful. So that's good. And I'm really grateful to have found this tip. So yeah, if you're finding you're going over your allotted budget, stop putting on the overhead light and that could fix it. However, I will now put on the light just to say goodbye before the end of the vlog. Hi guys, well, it's the end of the day. It's strange not putting the overhead light on. I mean, I've got it on now. I've got my ring light on now to say goodbye. I hope you had a lovely week and a lovely Easter. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I certainly enjoyed going to all these places, and I'm glad my garden's a bit tidier now. So I will see you next week on my next vlog, and I hope you have a lovely week. Bye.